Welcome everyone. My name is Chris Lusk. I'm the executive chef at Cafe Lake Restaurant. I've had many great opportunities in New Orleans. I've left and come back a couple of times, and every time I leave here I just want to come back even more, and didn't realize how much I missed working here with the great people and the great local product and of course the great seafood. So I consider myself very fortunate to have the opportunity to work in this environment, and the culture here is so much about food. You know, we joke about when we're eating lunch, what are we talking about? What we're going to have for dinner. So, you know, it's so important to, you know, it's such a big part of the culture is dining, food, you know, fellowship with your family and friends. So, you know, I feel very lucky to work here, and I've had so many great opportunities. I've had a lot of chances to travel, work other places, but as I said before, this is my home, and I feel very lucky to be here. So, thank you.
I got a great story to do that. The week that we came home from Chefs Ashore was the week of the Taste of Chicago, which is a whole week of millions of people engaging into the city in Grant Park. There's food booths everywhere, and I remember getting a phone call that morning saying, you know, check your Twitter and check your social networking and look at what's on the internet. And there's a huge sign in front of one of the local restaurants that says, "We are proud not to serve Louisiana seafood. It's safe in our booth." So I was asked by Yule to start making some phone calls to local media and to this particular chef and kind of call him out on it. And I ended up going down there that afternoon with some other chefs from the city, higher end chefs, if you will, and have some conversations, and to immediately start to realize that this is out of control, this is not right, this is an act of almost using this as a leverage, if you will, to bring people to a food festival booth, and it was outrageous. That sign came down, you know, not as quickly as we'd like it to, but it did come down. But again, it goes right back to, it's like the telephone game, you know? If you don't get a handle on it, it becomes outrageous, and he said, she said, they said, and it's panic, it's misinformation, it's ignorance at the end of the day. And I think that was the most outrageous thing that I had seen from that. It took 3 days for me to, you know, heal some of that, because that's not how the majority of the chefs in Chicago feel. That wasn't a good representation, and it came, like I said, it was an abuse of venue, and it was an abuse of taking advantage of a situation that's a negative situation, and I took the brunt of it because I was the one representing Chicago down at Chefs Ashore. So I was offended. I was pissed, and you know, it was just. It was unacceptable is the word I'm looking for. So my apologies from the city of Chicago, and fortunately and unfortunately, that's why we keep bringing people down here and taking them out on boats and showing them and making them come back and tell their story to their customers. And all that week, you know, people were pushing back in my restaurants about, you know, promoting and putting on the menu Louisiana seafood, and I would have to eat things in front of them and eat with them and continue to show them that, you know, I don't have a crystal ball, but at the end of the day, you know, between drinking water and fish and pesticides and, you know, the list goes on and on and on of what we subject ourselves to, from the air to the sea to the water, on a daily basis. So we are trusting government, we are trusting scientists, we are trusting people to make sure that we're safe. But what I did say to everybody at the end of that week is, it is only going to take one incident. It is only going to take one person getting sick or dying, God forbid, in this situation, and then the game's over. Then it's very difficult to recover from anything like that. So we are depending so much on the teams that are in place, making sure that we are safe so we can continue to, you know, be an advocate for this.
Well, it depends on what part of the Gulf of Mexico you're in. If the Mississippi River flows through, and to the right you don't have any whole lot of problems there with the oil. You really doesn't, because the Mississippi River is so strong. It goes and it turns and it goes back out again, and it's really protected that area. I've gotten seafood from that at the restaurant for the whole time. I mean, we only had oysters because they were too small, and you know, there's so many misunderstandings about what's happening to the area, is that it's very frustrating. And you know, no matter how much we talk about it, it's the media that's got to help us say the real truth. You know, you want the real truth? Come to my restaurant. Come to the Brennan's restaurant. You know, I mean, we got fresh stuff there, and we're going to have it from now on. I don't know of anything that I wouldn't try to serve myself, my family, or my customers.
And I just wanted to say, I mean, Rick said it well too, it's a matter of trust. Obviously our guests are trusting us, and in turn we are trusting our seafood purveyors and our suppliers and our fishmongers and what have you, with doing the right thing, and obviously the NOAA and the Louisiana Seafood Board, and telling us what, you know, selling us, shipping us, you know, what that they believe is safe, and again, with, you know, with the new labeling, I'll tell you exactly what section of the Gulf of Mexico it's coming from. That's obviously very important. And I understand the gentleman that you spoke with. I mean, he doesn't want to base, you know, he doesn't want to lose any more business than he's probably already lost. So, you know, for him to say that is completely understandable. But, you know, again, you know, he wants to feel good about what he's doing so that we can feel good about what we're doing. And again, it's a symbiotic relationship. It's all based on trust with each other.